Welcome to another episode of me interviewing people. Today I have
David Jenkins Jr, also known as Not a
Boy's Name. So everyone really knows him as the drummer for everyone. So you drum for a lot of people.
I do, yes, that is correct.
So I've seen you drum for Kite String Tangle, Dustin Tebbutt, Wafia just a few weeks ago, and Vera Blue as well.
Yeah,
that's
me.
I want to know, how do you remember everything? Learn all these songs and then just add them to your brain.
Well, I guess I've developed a process now that helps me remember. Initially, when I was learning songs as a kid, and probably up until a few years ago, I just used my memory. I would just listen to songs over and over and over and practice them, and the muscles would remember it for me as well. But I find now, because I know so many songs, I feel like I could play every song I've ever learned. It's still all in there.
Yeah, because sometimes, you were at Splendor and you were doing more than one set. You were doing 2 sets, right?
Yeah.
And you just
seems
comes naturally, right?
Seems to be every Splendor for me. But yeah, so I've developed a bit of a process where I can listen to something, write it down, kind of in my own language, and not in a total.
That's amazing.
Yeah, not a totally theoretical way to do it, but just my own gibberish, and just that process of writing it down kind of helps me remember it, and then it just takes me playing it a couple of times, and I'm good.
All right, I'm good. That's a great song.
It's a banger. That's my favorite. That's my favorite Wafia song.
Oh, that show was so good.
Thanks.
You as a drummer.
I saw you there. You were front and center.
Russ as well. So
yeah.
it's just 2/3 of the Vera Blue crew.
Yeah.
So the other third of the Vera Blue crew.
Yeah.
Sammy Telford.
Little Sammy.
He actually sent in a question.
Did he?
Yeah, I asked him if he wanted to ask anything. So
Sammy,
his question is,
such a little troll.
What hair dye do you use for your blonde streak?
Well, you see, I don't really know, because I didn't do it. That was something that was done for me by a lovely lady in Perth before I shot my music video, and so I didn't care to look. And I've only ever done it the one time. It's growing out now, so that's why I got to wear the hat.
And you got to keep it forever. So you're Not a Boy's Name.
Well, exactly. Yeah, that's who I am.
The press pic of you and the phone. It's iconic now. Yeah. It's everyone knows what it is.
Yeah.
Some people.
So I got to keep the blonde streak and a telephone by my face at all times.
So you've been a session drummer for years, but only recently you've started Not a Boy's Name. So that's your latest project. What pushed you into putting out stuff on your own?
Well, it's kind of it's something that's always been there. This project didn't just start overnight. I guess it's something that I've been doing since I was a little kid. I've always played drums, but there was always other instruments at my house because my old man played drums as well.
Yeah.
So we had a guitar and we had a bass and a few old cassette recorders and stuff. So I would pick up these other instruments and play around with them. I didn't know how to play them, but I would record little bits and pieces, and then I slowly started to develop an understanding of those instruments. And I've been writing songs, since I was a kid, but I just never really thought that they were good enough to release. And so there's always been this kind of music, and I have done other projects.
Yeah. Felix Rivers, Miguel.
That's the
one. I know that one.
Yeah.
So that was when, so it was on the Vera Blue tour last year.
Yeah.
And then the whole crew got shirts of yourself from 10 years ago, 11 years ago.
See, the problem with this Felix Rivers Miguel project is it's like a prequel to this project, and it throws in a few plot holes.
Yeah.
Because Not a Boy's Name is my debut solo release, but then there's this other weird little project that I did, which was also a solo record, but I did that in high school. That was the first thing I'd ever did. That was the first time that I'd kind of recorded my own music.
Yeah. I reckon it was years ahead of its time. So you look at the music video, they're all from 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Yeah. That was when YouTube just started.
Yeah.
And this is pretty high quality video editing.
I gotta delete that stuff.
One of them is you're talking to yourself.
There's 3 me's.
Pretty great, yeah.
Yeah. That's
right.
Oh,
I'll never be anything.
I wonder if I can remember the password to that account. Yeah, that was, yeah. I don't know, because I've always loved filmmaking as well.
Yeah.
And that was never like a skill that I learnt, but I always played around with video cameras, and that's like an early example of that. Like
and
doing
we
my
got
own
the
little special effects.
hazard perception test video.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So, yeah, it's a really cool concept. So you're on a treadmill.
Yeah.
And then you're just getting things thrown at you.
Yeah.
And a flaming carrot in your mouth
as
well.
Just, just standard hazards. And normal stuff.
And a person who's a cloud.
Yeah, the cloud man. Yeah. He initially wasn't going to be a cloud man because he was wearing a green morph suit. And
green screen it.
Yeah, well, the idea was that we were going to keep him green, so it looked like we'd run out of money and we couldn't do special effects to make him look like a cloud.
But you managed to do it.
Well, then we tried it,
in an
and they were like,
interesting way.
"That looks amazing. We need the cloud man." And he's since become iconic.
Yeah, let's talk more about hazard perception tests. So, you wrote this song in like a day or something?
Yeah. It was one of those songs. Like I was saying, like I'd always done my own music, but this was like the light bulb moment for me where I was like, this is something, and this makes all the stuff that I've done in the past make sense. And it was the first time that I was like, this can be a cohesive project, and this is something that people can listen to and get immersed in and hear where everything is kind of coming from, I guess, lyrically and musically. So that song, I had that lyric just running around in my head, like life is a hazard perception test, because I was just going through all these situations where it felt like I was in a video game, felt like a simulation. Like you'd walk down the street and someone would almost run into you with a bicycle, and then you'd be like waiting at a stop sign forever, and just like all this stuff that just hazards,
Stuff that can get in your way.
Yeah. And I was just likening that to my life at the time, which was a little bit hard to navigate, because I'd been touring quite a lot, and then I'd come home and I didn't really know how to readjust. And I was like, this is just like the hazard perception test. I just feel like someone is just throwing like hazards and, the situations at me that I don't really know how to handle. And thus the song, I just sat down and started playing it, and it happened. And the version
you recorded it in like your kitchen, I think.
Yeah. At my kitchen table.
Did you just set up everything, microphone, guitar, amps?
Yeah, I literally had my laptop was like here. I had my audio interface, and I was just messing around with the bass, and I had a little beat in my computer. And once I had it, and I started humming the lyrics over the top of it, I was like, "This is a song." And so I ran through my house, and like I hadn't been playing guitar much really, so I just found whatever guitar I could and just started building the song up like that and recording the vocals as I went. And that ended up being the finished version of the song. Like I haven't touched it. I haven't touched it since then.
Nice.
I tried to make it better and re-record the vocals and the drums, and just lost that initial spark that made it special. Yeah.
Yep. So now you've got more stuff on the way, apparently.
Yeah, so much more stuff.
So debut album.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. It's I've had the album finished since the start of the year, probably.
Oh wow.
And I always had it in my mind that I wanted to release an album. But it's just, getting those steps.
There's lots of things to do in order to release an album.
Yeah, exactly. And, you don't want to just drop something like that and not really give it the chance that it deserves, I guess, to find the audience that want to hear it. So that's why, single at a time. We'll get there, step by step.
One music video at a time.
Yeah,
so
but the next one is on the way. And the next one is wild. It's like...
When can I expect it?
I don't know if I'm at liberty to say.
Sometime between now and the next 10 years.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, if I don't get distracted, we'll see. There's a lot of this.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that on your Instagram story.
That's right. So, that's a screen grab from the next video.
Anyway, so it's near the end of the year.
Yeah.
You know your music. You play everyone's songs. Who is in your hottest 100 votes?
Oh, that's very tricky.
Because the voting starts in like 2 months.
Yeah, I mean the toughest thing for me is I play with so many great artists, and I don't want to just be biased and just vote for all my friends.
I'll vote for Wafia. I'm good.
Yeah,
I play band.
But I mean that song. That's a special song. So Wafia, I'm good. Olympia, Star City, I Know Leopard, Landmine. God, what else? Like anything that Ballpark Music have put out is amazing. I'm trying to think what else, man. There's been so much good music this year.
There is, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's like my top 5 at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Let me think. Definitely Lanks, 27.
Yeah.
Fantastic song.
Huge.
Probably some Woods as well.
Mm-hmm.
The Newest Japanese Wallpaper.
Oh yeah, that's
latest song.
That too. Love You Gab.
That's a tune.
Yeah. Yeah, that. There's also, I don't know. I'm going to say Vera.
Vera Blue.
Yeah.
Does she have stuff on the way?
I can't say.
Sometime between now and the next 10 years, she's got a new song.
Yeah. But yeah, there's just, it's been a good year for music.
It has been, yeah.
And I feel like it's almost like a little bit of a transitional year as well. It's like next year is going to be the year where everyone arrives to the place that they want to be, I think.
Yeah, and then the cycle continues.
Yeah, that's right.
You're going to probably have an album then sometime.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see. I think I need more Instagram followers first.
Yeah. Well, we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
You've got one song and seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah. That's great.
Like, people are getting on it, and like people not only from Australia but overseas are listening to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So I think you shared like someone from some European country.
Yeah, the dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was he had written to me. He was on paternal leave with his 2 daughters. This 35-year-old dad in Norway.
Yeah.
And he said, I've been dancing around the house with my daughters to this song for 2 days, just letting you know. It's like, that's amazing.
It's amazing,
that's
like, in
affirmation
the
at its
current
peak.
world of music.
Yeah.
It's all through the internet.
Yeah.
So the song can be somewhere else, anywhere around the world.
That was just totally affirming for me, like, to see how it can go through those channels and reach people like that. Because I've never experienced anything like that. And obviously, it being my first song, I didn't know how people were going to react to it, or if it would make sense to anyone. So that was so nice.
And you've got a live show already? So you did one at Big Sound?
Yeah, we played a couple of shows at Big Sound. It's very fun. I want to do more of that.
So will we see a Not a Boy's Name show in Melbourne one day?
Surely.
Surely.
Yeah, I had a look at the stats the other day on Spotify.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to get a little bit distracted by that stuff.
Yeah, because they tell you like the current streams like as it happens.
Yeah, and they tell you where it's coming from and all that stuff. And Melbourne was number 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I gotta come to Melbourne.
Go do a Melbourne show.
Yeah, we've got
do one at the Workers Club.
Okay.
Bang.
Sure.
Or there's a lot of venues.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess it's just about, it's hard to get places initially, if you don't have the financial backing or.
That's right.
It becomes a little tricky if you don't have that guarantee.
Putting on shows is like really tough because you never know if it's gonna like sell out or you'll make any money or lose money.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of the times you'll probably lose money.
Yeah, and I don't really care about that stuff, but it's more about just being able to stay afloat and do that everywhere. Like to be able to play in Melbourne and Brisbane and Adelaide and
And with like Australia, there's like not many places to tour, you can do a tour in like 2 weeks. Yeah, and you've done every capital
usually
city.
Do. But no, it would be amazing because we've got such a great band and the show is just like developing into something really special. Like I've stopped playing guitar in a bunch of songs now and I just get to conduct the audience and.
Would you ever open as Not a Boy's Name for a Vera Blue show?
Oh, sure.
Sure?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to do that.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you're doing your own stuff.
I just wear a hat
pumped.
or something.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then you drum for Vera Blue and then people in the crowd will be like, wait, did that guy just support?
No, they wouldn't know.
No.
Because, look, check this out.
Put these on.
Like, so look, Not a Boy's Name.
Not
and
a
then
boy's name.
do this.
David Jenkins.
Different guy. No one would know.
No one would know.
Yeah. And no one's looking at me anyway.
No.
I'm up the back playing the drum kit.
Well, I reckon people see it now because like the current Vera Blue show, you're on like a big platform.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty
Like,
wild.
I've been seeing Vera Blue like since it started.
Yeah.
Like that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And you didn't have a massive stage with a big
No, I know.
platform then,
It wasn't
but
10,
now you do.
10 feet in the air. Yeah, no, that's pretty special. I don't know how she's going to top that.
Yeah. It must be like a lot of work, like logistically and everything, just to like put up that stage.
Oh, it's huge, man. Like everyone involved in that production is just amazing. You know, like so driven, and just everyone works so hard to make it what it is. And you can see that in the finished product.
Yeah,
like
and it's a massive show.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest and best things I've been involved in, I think, as a musician. It's one of those ones you can take a step back from and just like, you know, give yourself a little pat on the back. You're like, this is awesome. We're doing good stuff here.
Yeah, I was at the one at the forum earlier this year, and you and the boys all wearing identical.
Yeah, we had those like plastic jackets.
Looks like a raincoat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fashion, man.
Fashion.
That's Zambezi jackets.
Yeah.
But, you know, oddly enough, didn't get nominated for Best Live.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
Yeah, like, what the hell?
Oh, I don't want to say anything controversial here,
I know.
but if I was on the board, I'd probably pick Vera Blue as well.
Yeah, like maybe they just didn't see it or something. But I was really surprised by that. Out of, you know, all the tours that have happened this year, I thought it would have been a contender.
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
You all got to step it up.
The holograms or something.
Holograms, pyrotechnics.
Yeah.
Lasers.
Well, we could do that thing. Have you seen what Dave Navarro does now? He gets hooks put in his back and gets levitated and play, like actual hooks in his skin. We could do that.
Oh,
I could do that while I'm playing the drums.
You could do what Parkway Drive are doing. Do you know Parkway Drive? The drummer is on like this circular thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then at points in the song, it's turned upside down.
Oh, wow.
So it's drumming upside down.
Yeah, I'd be into that.
Do you reckon you can drum upside down?
Oh, yeah. Easy.
How long?
I can drum any direction. I've been doing it since I was a little kid, man.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Have you drum in a harness upside down.
Or a fish tank.
Yeah.
Full of scorpions.
That's a good way to do it.
Okay.
Just do it all electronic drums.
Yeah. Celia, if you're listening, let's do it. I'm ready.
For anything.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's about it.
Cool.
So it was great to be here.
Hey, thanks for having me, sir.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a great meeting.
Yeah, we can have a look at the camera and smile, and that can be our thumbnail.
Nice.
Nice. Awesome.
I'm glad we got to do that.